The shiur is being dedicated Leilu Nishmas Maras Racholea B'Reb Chaim Tzvi. We're trying to understand the mindset of Yehuda by telling his daughter-in-law, Shvi Amana Beit Avich Ad Yigdal Sheila B'ni Perik Lamed Chet Pasuk Yud Aleph. Let's take a look at the Ramban, how he understands it. V'tam Shvi Amana Beit Avich Shtinahagi Amonotayich Sham Ad Yigdal Sheila. Act like an almana until Sheila Ad Yigdal Sheila v'Yabemotech, until Sheila will come and marry you. Ki kena minhag b'mitya benet. This was the minhag with the Indian of Yibum. Ki ayotzeit v'chafsa linasei la'ish zar loveshet bigdei avel yamim ma'at v'fi minhag u'minachem memet v'loveshet shanim v'techas b'tzaif v'titalaf asher tinasei la'ish. Because what would happen is, normally if she wasn't going to be shomeret Yibum, she would act like an almana for a number of days or whatever period of time, and then she would dress in beautiful clothes and be somebody who would be ready to get married again. Ki amar, klomar haya dochel tel bakash, shelo haya bedato lasiya lo, ki amar pen yamut v'gam hu ke'achev, ki muchzeket hizo she yamut anshar l'shon Rashi. Quotes Rashi that's saying that he really had no intention of marrying her. V'lo yadati, says Ramban and Rashi, Lama Yit Bayesh Yehuda Moshe B'Daromi Naisha Hazo V'lo Yomar Leha L'Chid L'Shalomi Beiti. Yehuda was the Moshe, who's the ruler of the nation at that time. Why wasn't he just honest with her and say, look, just leave, I've had enough? V'lama Yitel Ta, why would Yehuda deceive her? V'hi Asura L'Shela K'mo Shamru B'Nisuim B'Trei Zamne Hadya Chazaka. And really, she's usher because she's already has a chazaka of killing the boys. Va'od ki bioto makpid al zuneha l'chayev ota sreifa niresh hayach hafetz ba liota beveito. Says the Ramban very beautifully. Says the fact that when Tamar later is found to be pregnant, and he says she should be burned, it seems clear from there that he had in mind to keep her for Sheila. Otherwise, why would he care if she married somebody else? V'rachoku shelo shama Yehuda ki banav chatu v'yishachem biyad pisham ve'ein l'tamar b'hem chayt. Obviously, Yehuda must have known that it was his son's fault that they were killed, that she is exonerated in this whole situation, that she is a tzadekes, and according to the Ramban, Yehuda had every intention of Tamar marrying Sheila. He just wanted to just give it a little bit more time, otherwise it wouldn't make sense. Why is it that he holds Tamar responsible and was ready to give her such a severe punishment if he has really no intention? If she has no intention to marry Sheila, then she's really not a shomeret Yibum, and she would be allowed to marry anybody whom she would want to. There's a very interesting interpretation of the Chizkuni based on this understanding that indeed he wanted to marry her. The Chizkuni notes the following. He says, Ad Yigdal Sheila, v'yeh chacham v'yishmor atzmo ma'avon gadol kazeh. He wants Sheila to grow up in order to be able not to fall into the same trap. He realizes that his other sons were too young. They weren't ready for marriage yet. Davar acher, another interpretation, Shvi amana beit avich ad yigdal Sheila, v'yisa ach isha acheret, v'yolid mimena banim kidei shelo yamud below zecher, v'achar kach yabemotach. Or second interpretation that the Chizkuni brings, which is very fascinating, is he says, look, we have a history here of two of the sons being killed. If Sheila dies, then he's left with nothing. So in a very brilliant understanding, Yehuda says, look, wait until Sheila grows up. So the first interpretation means wait until Sheila grows up and then he can be responsible to marry in an appropriate way. Or it means let Sheila grow up, let Sheila marry somebody else, let Sheila have children with this other woman, and then let Sheila marry Tamar. And if indeed it's not Yehuda's son's fault, but it's Tamar's fault, like, it's a 50-50 chance maybe, so then at least if Sheila should die, he's not dying without any type of remembrance that Yehuda will have grandchildren. Sheila will have children. We're dealing with Malchus here. We're not just dealing with, Stam having, a Zecher. We have to have the melech come out of all of this. So let Shelah grow up. Let him get married. Let him have children. And after he has children, then we'll have him marry Tamar. And if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And if he's meant to be to die, well, meant to be to die. In this way, it's almost like an insurance policy that Yehuda is setting up so that he doesn't lose out from any zecher in his family. And that's the understanding, Ki Amar, that he says, Pen Yamut Gam Hu Ke'achav, lest he die like his brothers. Gam Hu, as we saw, Gam means to include, lest he die also because of being immature like his brothers, and therefore it makes sense that he should grow up. Or Gam Hu means lest he die without leaving any zecher, without leaving any children like his brothers, and therefore let him grow up and marry somebody else. The final interpretation on this